Okay. Waiting for my mom to join here, but we are doing story mode today. Oh hell, I wanted to play online because 4th of July. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, we'll see. I wish I had GTA installed, because then I could get a benefit just from logging in there, but because Sony doesn't know how to design their fucking systems, I don't have GTA on my PlayStation anymore. And to install it, it's going to have to... And I'm just not in the... now. Hi, Mom! Today is the 4th of July. This is an American holiday. Well, our president kicked it off on kind of a divisive note, so my willingness to be terribly celebratory about it is a bit diminished. It's not my own of politics here, but I will say one thing: if you're going to give a speech on the 4th of July, my suggestion would be that it's, hey, America's cool, the people that make America are cool, we're all here together, we can make it awesome, let's do that. That's exactly the sort of message. Not, well, some people in this country are cool and the rest hate this country and you should hate them. That's the shit I am getting really tired of. Don't want to celebrate at all because of that. All I want is for people to treat each other with respect. That's really the whole point of it, and somehow that makes me divisive. So that's where I'm going to end that topic. And instead, I'm going to talk about cat training. My sister gave me some advice regarding my misbehaving cat, and you know, I think she made some good points, because she pointed out that well, I'm still getting some clarification from her on this, but we've got two kitties. One of them's a bit jealous of the other, and although he's slowly getting a little better about behaving, there's also some jealousy happening here. Oh boy, do I do the Dutch mission. Alright. I hate these because these just end up making the game have to learn a new campsite. Just for relaxing reasons, I am going to actually traverse across the country here because I have the time. I've got about an hour and a half today because I have the time and because I do enjoy finding these little blippets on the map. Like, for example, what is this little speck right here? Or what is this? I actually think I've visited... Have I visited those? You know, I think I went here. You know what? I'm already in the neighborhood. I honestly remember if I've been there or not. So how about I slowly make my way over there? Well, something my sister said, and I do need to get some clarification just in case I misunderstood here, but the laser pointer, for example. Now, when we play with the cats, it kind of turns into one at a time. So one will chase it to one end of the apartment, and the other will chase it to the other end. And so that way we're able to kind of take turns, and it seems okay. But, you know, it just hadn't occurred to me that even in that context, that could be competitive as well, and that would potentially amplify jealousy. So I'm thinking, ooh, she has got a good point there. So we and my wife are actually looking into... I can never get the camera as far away as I'd like. I really don't want to look up the horse's ass while we're going through this. Anyway, yeah, I think she made a really good point about that. I hadn't considered that before. So we're going to be looking into... She suggested a crinkle tunnel, for example. And my wife tells me she suggested that and I poo-pooed it, thinking that they wouldn't go for it together. And I don't remember saying that, but I probably did. And so now that it's been put to me a different way, I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, yeah, I should reconsider that. Holy crap, this is not the path I would want to take on a horse. Holy jeez. Oh, man. I'm not gonna lie, I have a temptation to go sledding all the way down there. Seriously, if I had a toboggan... Is that Strawberry? What city is that? That's not Strawberry, but... I think I've been there. I think I was there recently. She also suggested if you take time to train the kitties, the time taken to do that also will tire them out. And yes, sometimes that is the goal, to tire them out. Sometimes it's just to build some fun with them, and sometimes it's, okay, you guys need to settle down. They were both complete monsters this morning. Oh, did I come right back to... Okay, I get it. Yeah, I was here. Alright. This is where I went. Yeah, remember I had trouble getting here? Okay, so... Alright, well... Here now. And yes, I am going to attempt sledding into town, because if anything, it might be hilarious. We'll see. So, yeah, she gave me a lot to chew on, and I'm... By the way, it's really off topic, especially in the context of this video, but my mom's listening, and so I'm kind of filling her in, too. Is that not a tempting target? If this were Breath of the Wild, there would be, like, a piece of heart at the top of that. Alright, well, hang on. Let's see how much peril I can put Arthur in. I'm gonna go ahead and save my game while I'm thinking about it. A fisher of fish. Wow, I'm almost catching up to the save games where COVID kind of kicked in here. Man, that was a simpler time. My wife has been perusing. Our apartment complex is big enough that we actually have a classified section on Facebook. And my wife found where somebody had put out a request. They needed some tax forms printed. But wouldn't it have been awesome if I'd survived that? Now I want to see more than ever what is over there. Actually, my wife found where there were people looking for volunteers to help out with the complex. And you know what? I'm glad I'm mentioning this because it fell out of my head. That was the quickest respawn I've ever seen in this game. Wonder if they optimized the code or if this is just an area that didn't require a lot of reloading. I do kind of wonder if this game reloads more than it needs to. I actually want to look into that because there are, like, one example was there were elderly people who need to, for example, fill out, well, like, let's say they just want to get Disney Plus going. They don't know how to fill out the form and they need somebody tech savvy. I would be so happy to do that for somebody. And so, actually, I'm glad this happened because my wife mentioned this to me, but then I forgot. So, got to revisit it. But yeah, somebody in my complex, they just needed a form printed out, and they were offering to pay for it. And I'm like, you need tax forms to fill? It was like, I think it was unemployment related. I don't know, but I'm sitting there thinking, I'm not going to charge money for that. And besides, she just lives a couple of doors over. So yeah, kudos to my wife for bringing that to my attention. And she can't go because she's high risk, but I can go with the mask on. And yeah, I got to do them a favor, and that's made my day better. I just realized the problem with getting up there. Okay. One thing I hate about this game, I kind of understand why it does it, but I hate it. When you reload, you respawn somewhere kind of sort of nearby. And GTA is like that as well, unless you go to a save spot. So like if I go... Why are you bringing this up now? Can I... Oh, forget it. If you're not gonna work the way you're telling me, forget it. I don't care. Ugh. Pick a terrible time to tell me that. Like one time I was reminded to take out the trash when we were halfway to the grocery store in the car. It's like, okay, I'll pull over and go back home. I'm guilty of that too, by the way, telling somebody at like the stupidest time. Hey mom, feed the cat. Oh! Nice dismount, Arthur. Jeez. Alright. This is the last time I'm attempting this, because it's a little too much effort. Boy, this puckers my sphincter. I'm originally from the Midwest. I have a healthy distrust of snow. I'm also somebody who has not had a best friend type relationship with gravity. Is it just me, or is this mountain weirdly low detail? Like, the textures are nice, but this does feel like a shape from an older system. Uh-oh, oh, no, 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 ah! I don't believe for a second this is the end of the road. Get up there. Jump, you bitch. There we go. I was joking. I was talking about crappy timing. Yeah, my joke missed its mark. Oh well. Why do I think they leveled this out a little bit down here just because people like me kept trying to climb up this and ended up tobogganing down the Yukon? Well... Nice day. Can I see space? Well, I'm disappointed. So fuck it, I'm taking a selfie. Done. Huh. Is there really nothing here? Nothing at all? Alright. Did he say crud? Is there some level designer laughing at me right now? You know, I just realized I didn't save my game when I did that. Hold on. If I don't think I can keep that photo if I don't save my game. Maybe one day I'll look this up, but I don't. I really do think this is a case of a game designer laughing at me. Little Creek River. That is a lazy ass motherfucker right there. What should we call this? Lazy... Little, I mean. Yeah. Well, let's see what this shit is. Guess what, Horsey? We're gonna go sledding.
Let's go, boy.
He's like, what did you say?
Ah!
Whee! Come on. Come on, horse.
Go, go.
Let's go, quick as you can. Oh! Okay. Good thing I saved, right? I need to find the spot near the town. Huh, did it actually save it? I think it actually saved it at the peak. Nice. Horse, you are fucking lucky I don't have an abuse button here.
Yeah.
Easy on the throttle there, Arthur. I am not holding a weapon. Quit bugging me about a weapon. I'm holding the reins here. I love the transition here. Now it's a little less snowy and a little more dirty. This is actually giving me, helping me remember my hometown a little bit. You know, I don't know if the rising fog here is meant to illustrate something in nature, or if it's meant to kind of obscure the fact that I'm transitioning down into a non-snowy area. Like,
Easy. Whoa.
I can't actually tell. I'm kind of curious now. I wonder if I can tell that there's a gradation, maybe? Let's see if it gets foggy again if I go back up, or does it just turn into rain or snow up here? Cool. Okay. You know what? That was just an effect. That wasn't a transition. I will say, that's this game... I'll tell you, I did not fully appreciate the PlayStation 4 hardware until this game came out. Because one of the points I made before about the PlayStation 4 is I didn't really think there was that big a reason to get it over the 3. Yes, there are graphical improvements, but does that mean there are game improvements? And no, I don't think that has happened. But I will say, at least this world is more cohesive because this game was actually developed for the PlayStation 4. GTA 5 was not. GTA 5 was developed for Xbox 360/PS3. So, incidentally, they're going to port GTA 5 to the PlayStation 5, which is a little surprising, because how often is it that a single game crosses 3 generations of platforms and is still playable, like still usable? It's kind of cool. Shit! 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 I didn't even see it, I just heard it. Well. Cool.
Yep.
Who has... Whoa! What is that? What is that? What is that? Am I at somebody's campsite? This looks to me like somebody was camping nearby and needed to keep their pots off the ground, maybe to dry? How odd! What? Sorry, I hit the wrong button there. Well, I'm glad I checked this, because this is actually where I wanted to go, and I lost track of it. But I would like to know why there are pots hanging on a tree here. I'm going to try something experimentally. I'm going to try camping here. And while it's camping, I'm going to look up pots on a tree. I mean, this makes sense, like, if you're a camper. If you're somebody who likes to go camping. So I'm kind of wondering, if I spend the night here, will something happen? Combat? That bear can't still possibly be following me, could it? I love how the breeze made all the trees move at the same time. That was a nice effect. I think this bear is still... Oh, did it finally leave? Okay. That was weird. Alright, let's take a look. rdr2 pots hanging from tree. Oh shit, what button did I hit? I wanted to sleep. People discussing why they really do it. It has to do with interesting that it's giving me a note about treasure hunting. People are discussing like sap from trees. People tell me to shoot it. I'm new here, maybe I don't have a sharp eye for the mysteries yet, but to me this just feels like hillbilly shit. With bullet holes or a couple of decades old TVs rotting out on the lawn. I've definitely seen both those. I remember Jeff Foxworthy talking about how you might be a wreck if you have a TV sitting on top of a non-functional TV. Boy, I haven't experienced that one, but I think I know somebody that might qualify for it. Everybody is saying shoot it. Secret pot tree. This is funny. I'm sorry. I like your. One thing I do get a kick out of about Reddit is the sense of humor. Nobody knows of anything this actually has to. Everybody's saying shoot it because they make different sounds. And somebody described that as a potted plant. Okay, good, good. I really kind of thought by camping here for the night I would, like, see something.
Yep.
Besides horse shit. I'm gonna go back to the road real quick. The thing that gets me is it's actually really easy to find that again. I mean, I'm gonna have to... Sadly, he moved a little bit in order for me to look, but I mean, you just go down this road. There it is. Like I said, not hard to find. Turkey! I hate that sound cue. Well, okay. Great. Well, it sounds, but I do remember shooting the church bell by that. Ooh, that made a sound. Hey, it's filled with grass. Incidentally, that's something game engines have a lot of difficulty. The grass is. Ooh. I didn't know you could shoot the grass. Wow. Learn new stuff every day. Actually, I'm going to save it because I'm curious if that will respawn. And with this game, I don't know. Because you remember that time I found a dead body long after I resaved? Like, saving? Alright, well, let's go check out that blip on the map in case that's related. I kind of wonder if that's actually just a landmark, because there is a little tiny blip on this map, and I'm going to be amused if there actually is something there and these goofy Reddit guys didn't catch it. Because you see where the dot is on the map there. You know what? I think this explains it right here. There used to be a house here, and now there's not, and I'm betting it went by way of fire. I hate that sound cue with a passion. Yeah, what's up, Doc? about, let's see, rdr2, just a fireplace. I think that phrase will work. Secret treasure chimney location. How to loot chimneys. Remember, always cheek the chimneys. Well, duh, you'd find that if you knew if you had the treasure map, dummy. Okay, okay, I think I found it. Hang on. Bear with me. Well, sounds like this is a big nothing. And by the way, I heard you. Okay, no problem. Boy, I'd love to have a house here. This is cool. This might be a way to just find some ingredients, because that violet snowdrop, I think, is actually an important ingredient to something, although darned if I can remember what. So I'm just going to assume that's an easy way to... like that. Okay. So now back to... I'm gonna head southward a little bit here. How about I go here?
Yeah. Easy there. Yeah. So up now. Whoa, whoa. Yep. Okay then. Yep. Easy. Yeah. Whoa, easy. What?
Something doesn't feel right. Jeepers, Arthur. Easy on the caffeine there, buddy. Arthur cannot whistle while he's picking plants.
Hey, boy. Easy, easy.
You
Easy.
there.
Whoa.
Would you be interested in some friendly competition?
Sure.
I've
Where is
come
he?
all the way north from Mexico to challenge a real American gunslinger. You him?
Me? A real gunslinger? Let's find out.
Okay, man. That's what I like to hear. Look, man, rules are simple, okay? Whoever shoots more of these bottles wins. Just draw your gun and aim when you're ready, all right? Shoot! Perfecto. Damn it all! How the hell did you beat me, huh? Ugh.
Better shot, I suppose.
He did miss one of them.
That didn't make me happy at all. How about we raise the stakes, huh?
All right, let's do it.
Aha! That's a good call, amigo. Okay, whoever shoots 4 birds out of the sky first wins.
I have a pistol.
Simple enough? Stand near me. And as soon as they come out, it's anyone's shot. Be trying to catch me off guard? Huh? Oh man, stupid. So you can shoot, huh? Here it is, okay? Man of my word.
Appreciate it.
Sure. Better watch out next time. You'll see.
Fair enough.
Just not your day, huh?
Yeah, I guess not. Guess I need more practice, huh?
Thanks, horse. Appreciate that. Welcome back. You haven't missed anything. I just did this guy challenged me to shooting contest, and I won. I'm picking up the birds that I killed. Remember, take only pictures, leave only footprints. What is down there? Whoa, kitties! Actually, I'm not sure those are cats. I think those are wolves, but still. Puppies! I took a nap earlier today, and when I woke up, both the kitties were in the bedroom. One was in the window next to me, and the other one was in the other bed. And when I woke up, they both love us, but the less social of the two came out of the window and walked over to me and wanted her cheek rubbed. So I got an awesome greeting, and then when I woke up this morning, the other kitty actually climbed up on my chest and gave me kisses of all things, which actually hurts when a cat does that, but it was still very nice. He was cleaning my beard for me.
There we go.
Both of my kitties have needed some a little bit of parenting work on them, but the rewards are quite plentiful. Those two are very sweet, very nice kitties. Very proud of them.
Easy.
One of them is a bit Dennis the Menace, complete with slingshot.
Yep.
But he doesn't actually mean anything by it, which is why I use the Dennis the Menace metaphor. Like, I'll give you an example of a stunt he pulled today. I'm not sure quite how he did it, but I was in the bathroom and I was going pee. And keep in mind, I'm a guy, and for some reason the cat just decided to jump up on top of the toilet. Somehow he missed his mark and slipped and actually made the lid slam shut as I was trying to go. Now fortunately, let's just say the emergency stop worked. That was actually it. And I think my cat actually just wants me to pee on him at some point, because I don't know what other kind of motivation he could have had for that little stunt. And I can imagine that's not a story anybody really wants to hear, but this is what I mean by him being kind of like Dennis the Menace. He's impulsive and he does stupid things, but it's not like he to make it difficult for me to go to the bathroom. It was just more of he was inspired to do something, did it, and then regretted it in the middle of doing it. He should be warned, though, if I ever actually do pee on him, he's getting a full, complete bath. Dude! No, read it! Don't take it! Is that directed at me? Can I go in? Well, I hope his laundry's dry by the time he gets back. I think this is the guy who, wants the fish. So it actually says on the map of the taxidermist's house. Wait. The taxidermist. Whoopsie! gonna save my game real quick. Yes, I will own my cat. Oh, that little stinker. Sometimes the ways he inconveniences us are entertaining in their creativity. Like, well, there's a problem I never expected to have. Dude! Kudos to the bulletproof glass. Jeez. Alright, well, let's try this. I'm pretty sure this is a house you can't actually enter, because the texture on that window kind of hints that there's nothing inside of it. Well, I hope he didn't want that package. Okay, I'm going to reload my game here. Just in case that was important. I'm not going to look this up right now. I want to go down to the taxidermist's house. My cat really is a clown. Get a kick out of him. The other one is much better behaved. She is so much better behaved that when you say no to her, she doesn't realize you're talking to her. She thinks you're talking to Anderson and just ignores it. And I'm not kidding. That's what she does. On a number of occasions, he likes to mess with her, and so we'll tell him no. And she's right there nearby, and we also want to make sure she understands she is not in trouble. And so she's kind of picked up on the idea that whenever we shout at a kitty, it's always the misbehaving one. Wait a minute. I see a dead body on that map. Excuse me. Sorry, I just had a big old swig of ice cold coffee. Is this the guy that I killed? Because there... Oh, wait, no, this is somebody who fell off a cliff. Oh, dear. Okay, I think this actually is related to the... I don't know if you can see it, but that's a horse down there. And there might be a second horse. There might... Yeah. I think this is the guy on the way to pick up it. Dude, nice jump. Way to go, Arthur. Oh, dear. This game has no idea what to do with the physics here. Oh. Yeah, you know what? I think Mr. Boss for the win actually spoiled this for me, but I think this guy was off to go collect his wife and instead went over the ledge. I bet you this is Jim. Yeah. Let's see. This is heartbreaking. Jim Payton. I wonder where she is. I might not have put 2 and 2 together if I hadn't seen Mr. Boss for the win. But that's also the reason I like watching videos like that, because... Why did I do that? Because it wouldn't have occurred to me that these two events are connected. I'm so used to... That's the problem with me playing Grand Theft Auto for as long as I have. You get used to... Oh! Wait a minute. West Elizabeth... West Elizabeth is a state? I honestly thought that was a city. Mr. Peyton, I'm sorry, I can't help you now, but at least I can try to let your wife know. Man, I'll tell you, one thing that really scares me, like, every once in a while, by the way, I love how that plant is growing through the rock there, but it's so rare to see that in this game, that's why I call it out. It's like, okay, it was still made by humans. Oh, is that the logging outfit I went to? Look at how far you can see. Wow. Sorry. It's a beautiful game. I wonder how many relationships ended in this era with like 3 months of silence and just going, okay, I give up. I rescued a kitten once. This was late last year. I went to go do the laundry, and there was a kitten in the laundry room meowing for help. And when I got the kitten, I was wondering why the cat strongly resembled a cat I am familiar with, so believe me, I would have spotted a missing kitty sign for him. And I found out, I did get the kitty back to his parents, and what had happened was he had fallen out of a window very high up in the tower. Like, he should not have survived it, but he did. And they couldn't find him, and so by the time I had called him, 6 weeks had passed. The wife had actually left the country to do work, and suddenly they get a phone call, hey, your cat's fine, let me bring him home to you. And I have to imagine that in their position, I would have just assumed Kitty was gone. And every now and then I would wake up in the middle of the night too, well, maybe he's not. And that is a version of hell I don't wish on anybody. And I'm really glad I got to reunite them. I even had the presence of mind to collect a few photos of the kitty when because he stayed with us for like 4 days, and he was just the nicest cat, and he had a lot of fun. And he told us several times that he thought we were pretty cool. And so I got to send a bunch of cute photos so that, you know, I mean, I'm sure his mama wanted to know where he was and if he was okay and all that. That I couldn't give her, but I could give her, here's 4 days of your kitty having a good time and being well fed and played with and loved, you know, and I just can't imagine what that was like for her overseas and what that plane ride home must have been like. Oof. Anyway, that to me sounds like an extreme set of emotions to go through. Imagine a spouse coming to get you, and you wait 3 days, and yeah, now's about when you should start seeing them. Oh, maybe they need a 4th day. Maybe they need a day. Maybe they need a 2nd month. And I just get more and more depressed as I think about it. So, I mean, I will say this particular mission has me tickled in just the right way, because I would love to get this letter to Miss Peyton. Not gonna lie, I'm a little misty-eyed thinking about that little guy, because I sure liked that cat. And I actually really got attached to the idea that he was gonna be my kitty. And you know, we were starting to bond. He even got into my wife's chair. He conquered it. I do think he developed a fear of heights. And sorry, I'm looking at town. I never realized Elizabeth was a... I never realized that was a state. I feel stupid. It looks like Strawberry is really the only town I can go to. So you know what? I will give it a try. Yeah, I'm a little misty thinking about that kitty. He's the reason we have the 2 that we have now. In fact, same shelter. Actually, the couple that had Puff / Robin, that was his name, they wanted to get us a cat. as a way of saying thank you. We heard him. We took him up on it, and that's why we've got our 2 stickers. Don't regret it at all, and boy, that little guy was cute. I'll tell you, it's hard not to have a good day when you have a kitty fall asleep next to your chair, and you rub the inside of their paw, and they actually squeeze it like a baby squeezing your finger. Adorable. Incidentally, one of my kitties today does that. They both trust me to hold their paws. And the other one lets me do it, but I don't think she enjoys it, so eventually she's like, do you have a reason for this? But the other one's like, hey, this is affection, cool.
Yeah.
He's a funny cat. It's just about anything to him is affection. As long as it's attention, he digs it.
Easy now.
Let me look at that photo again, because I wonder if she's going to be an NPC. Oh, man, this breaks my heart. Oh, I wish I could distinguish her hair color. What are the odds of her wearing that exact same outfit? Well, how about I hitch my horse and go take a look.
Hey there, friend. How can I help you?
I think there was a doggy for me to praise there, but I've got business.
Thanks, mister.
Thanks, Arthur. I was trying to find the say something nice to him button.
Indians attacked Fort Wallace.
Huh. Did my hijinks make the news? You know what? Let's go
Time
ahead
to
and
go, boy.
hitch the horse, because I think there's actually a benefit to it. Here we go. Hitching post.
Mister.
Strawberry is a nice town.
Partner,
You all right? Might want to rest if you can.
if you can't treat people with respect, what's the point, I say?
Right?
You know, it's a good sentiment, but replying to a question with that, it kind of implies the guy was being an asshole. I want to get this newspaper.
What you looking for? A paper?
Oh, jeez.
Great choice. Got you some other time.
Howdy.
Wait a minute. What's... Oh, that's the new... Never mind. See, when my icon was on top of that icon...
Hi there, folks.
Hello there.
Hello, sir.
I wish... you
Y'all
could-
doing all right?
Oh,
Okay. How do I find...
Mister?
Hello, sir.
I guess first I could see if there's a house with 1 or 2 women living in it. In other words, the bride and her mom. Oh, this is pleasant! We have a little spot in my complex looks kind of like this. The tenants have put together a nice little garden.
Nobody.
I was actually trying to get out of your way.
Either.
Never noticed this little... Can I sit? I was kind of hoping Arthur could sit. This is pleasant. Also, kudos to my neighbors. I wish knock on door was an option. That drives me crazy whenever he... Oh, I like the little table set up here. That's cute. One thing I do miss about the Midwest is... houses that have big porches so you can watch a storm. Whoa!
Cause what in the hell's the problem here?
I did not. I hit the wrong button, sir. I love this 2-level. I like when they build a house on like this.
Dueling again, bounty hunter?
Dueling? Okay, I'm getting out of here. This guy's making me nervous. I like when a house is on a hill and you can have 2 different entrances on 2 different floors. I lived in a house like that once. It was cool. I think it's funny I didn't notice these gallows here until, like, I've been playing this game for a year. Bet there's a house nearby. I'll tell you, for me, there's something a little idyllic about the city of, or the town of Strawberry. Something about it being built in this little, canyon. Oh yeah, I'll try over here. You know, it's kind of in the side of a hill, and it's got pretty much everything. Nice, cozy little houses, that little river, bridge you can walk over. I'll tell you, if I could have a house here with broadband and same-day Amazon delivery, and one of these buildings be like a 7-Eleven or something, I'd be really happy. I hope I reach a phase of my life where I can just pick somewhere I want to live and just stay there because that's where I want to stay.
Good ahead.
Yeah, I'll come back.
Thank you for your help.
Doesn't this feel like a great little town in like Colorado or something?
Hello, mister.
Oh.
Hello.
Thought that was a woman. I guess I should go by more than just hair.
Hi there, mister.
Hi.
Mr. Sheriff.
Hello, sir.
Thank you for keeping us all safe, sir. Hey, partner.
Mister?
Did I ever go over here? Okay. Oddly enough, this is not that familiar to me. Parts of it are, but
Listen,
like...
I know it can be confusing.
Hey, mister.
But that's because you have a log in your eye. I know I have one in mine.
A log in your eye. What does that possibly mean?
Rejoice one,
Howdy.
rejoice all. For we are saved.
Nice round here.
For
I'm kinda new
I
to
am
these parts.
saved. You will be too.
Hello, sir.
Only you dedicate your life to
That guy going,
satisfy me.
reminded me of a bizarre memory.
Hey, mister.
Howdy.
Right here. Right
You know,
I
good place,
was-
Get some food?
This
Couldn't tell
can
you.
be
Out in the country somewhere with my dad,
paradise. In
and
fact, it is.
bear in mind, I'm an adult at this point. And I stepped away. He was sitting in the car, and I stepped away for a minute to go check on something. And what I didn't know was that out in the... That made my controller shake. I wonder why. Didn't do that before. I didn't know there were cows on the neighboring property. And so I'm away from my dad. I'm taking care of something, and I hear this... And I'm sitting there thinking, that's, why is my dad having like appendicitis or something? And I went back to the car, I'm like, are you okay? My dad goes, yeah. And I hear again, and I finally spot the cow. Now, imagine telling your father that story. It's like, sorry, Dad, I heard a mooing and thought it was you. I like how that horse got up when I walked over here. Damn, I'd love to own this cabin right here.
So, the thing is,
And by the way, even if it was in this era, I could spend like a month there.
if you want,
That'd be totally cool.
I,
Just give me something to read. In fact, even in this time, I probably could have found books or something.
yes, that's it. By saving yourself. You can be
Look at that
saved
window!
by saving yourself.
Ah, that's gorgeous! Ah,
Listen, I know it
thank
can be
you, art
confusing,
directors on
but
this
that's
project. You
because
guys
you
have really good
log
taste.
in your eye. I know I have
I
one
should have
in
said you all
mind.
instead of you guys. Working on it. You know, if mom and daughter were in here, I could believe it.
Have a nice evening.
Good evening, sir.
Come on, how do I... Sorry, I just imagine doing that as an adult and seeing the reaction from somebody. Would you mind not jumping over the rails, sir? Oh, my dad had a sense of humor about it. It's not that... I want to be clear. It's not that my dad sounds like a cow. It's just that what you hear a cow do when you watch TV and what cows really do in real life, it's a little different. They don't go moo, but they do. I mean, they do. Don't get me wrong. I've heard it. But that's not all they do, and that's kind of what happened, was I just heard a different vocalization. Okay. This is clearly somebody mad at somebody else here. Who puts an outhouse up 2 flights of stairs? Okay, 1 flight of stairs, and then puts a padlock on it. Boy, would I be pissed. Because you know this is a place that gets snow in the winter. I would be so pissed if this was my house. I'd be like, hey, this is great. All right, see you later. Then the first time you go to the bathroom, you're like, oh no. You know, part of me wants to cheat and look it up, and part of me wants to just go, you know what, I just gotta keep an eye on this. I bet there's a house nearby, though. Let's see. How about we head over here? Oh, you know what? I might have to spend the night here, now that I think about it. I doubt visiting them this time of night is particularly
Need a driver, sir?
wise. If it were real life, I wouldn't do that to them. I'd wait until better time of day.
I keep Strawberry a real quiet spot these days. You better be singing from the same hymn sheet.
Hey, Sheriff.
What a dickhead. He inspired me to throw a stick of dynamite, I'm just saying. Oops.
Nice to see you.
Can I get a room for tonight, please?
Room's ready whenever you need.
Thank you, thank you. I do like this place because it's like the Madonna Inn. I don't expect anybody watching this to get that reference, but in case somebody does, you're welcome. Wow, I almost guarantee somebody that worked on this city, on this town, has been to the Madonna Inn. My wife had heard of the Madonna Inn all her life and never got a chance to see it, and I finally got her the opportunity to spend the night there. So, it's kind of cool. I wish I could have stayed one more night about. Look, I'm the type of person where, like that. I would love to spend a day or two just in the hotel. You know, it's like, hey, I'm somewhere different. I think it's because time moves a little slower. I've got my established routine at home, and I can make a day pass no problem. But that's a bit different when you're in unfamiliar surroundings. And the Madonna Inn was actually a pretty cool
Nothing says welcome like
place.
a good bath. Let me know if you're interested.
Yes, I get that I stink. Tough nuts. That's your problem, not mine.
Thank you.
Checking out. You better not be ticketing my horse, sir.
Okay there?
How goes?
I must be an adult and not crowd the, I see the kitty cat, and not crowd the people on the bridge. Would be nice if they choose a lane, though.
How do you do?
You, mister, excuse me.
Morning, friend.
Hello?
Need something?
Calm down.
How you holding up? Man, not too bad.
Hi there, ma'am.
Heard some soldier threw himself under a train station.
Nothing new about that.
A soldier threw himself under a train. That's awful. Did you know that if you befriend the dogs in this game, then they don't bark at you when you enter the town, and that could actually be to your benefit if you're up to no good? I read that somewhere. It's an interesting detail of the game. I'm not gonna lie, I honestly thought we had two skinless horses here. Do they have identical markings? Whoops. Oh. What's up? I just found out I can't get dinner at my usual place tonight. They're having a protest right in front of it. I'm gonna have to repeat that because my mom is not here. What? Fun. You know what's interesting? That does not vibrate my controller, but when I tried that other,
Hey there!
Morning, partner.
that other door did do it. I'm back. Well, that is still West Elizabeth, so I will give that a try.
Oh, now, boy.
Hi, Steady Buddy. You are so beautiful. Sorry, just had a kitty. Just a kitty.
I actually have two very beautiful. One of the kitties is a, you know, we call him pumpkin colored. He's actually nowhere in he's actually got a nice delicate shade of red/orange. I don't want to say it is muted, but there's a lot of delicate patterns in his fur. He is a gorgeous cat. When you catch him in the sunlight, in particular, he's beautiful. And the other kitty, she's a tuxie, so she's black and white. She has the most beautiful eyes, and she just, she has a way of looking at me with heart-shaped eyes. I don't know how to describe that other than a metaphor. She is just such a sweetie. Not only is she a nice cat, but just the way she looks at me just looks so hopeful. You know, she's. I totally follow the orders of my little princess. So this. Oh dear.
Okay then.
I don't expect this to yield anything, but we'll try. We'll try. Okay, I'm looking at this. Somebody befriended it in the game. That was actually a big story. Hey, Mom. What's going on here? Couple things. One, I'm trying another part of the state because I'm trying to find this bride. And here's something that's driving me crazy. Like, I'm going to try this door. My controller is not vibrating at all, but when I tried another door back in Strawberry, the controller did vibrate. And I don't know what the difference is. Why did it do it there, etc. This feels like an abandoned town, so I'm just checking it out real quick. I also got some news because I'm supposed to go get dinner tonight, and a protest has formed. Actually, it's funny, if you replay this video, you will hear me say that they've actually blocked the place I'm getting dinner from. Since then, I've discovered that whoever reported that got it wrong by several blocks. So it'll be interesting to see if I can get dinner tonight. I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I had some issues with the speech delivered by the president last night about how we should have had a speech talking about how all Americans are awesome. And instead, well, we have protests now, and yeah, I guarantee you that's a catalyst for it. Not the specific reason, but why I think a number of people said, you know what, I'm going out tonight. Hang on a second. Oh. Sorry, I thought I was hearing a helicopter nearby. And I got another Valerian route, so I'm going to go ahead and save my game. While I was looking up the the controller vibrating. I saw a story somebody posted on Reddit about how they befriended a particular sheep in the game and would keep going back to check up on them. I'm sorry, I that definitely resonated with me. So I've tried here, and I've tried here. I doubt it's Fort Riggs. I could try it, but maybe that's the last thing I try. Oh, come on. There, maybe? Well, I'm gonna try Fort Riggs mainly because of the... I mean, I'm practically there, so if that other place turns out to be nothing, I'm going back here anyway, so I'll hedge my bets. I didn't actually catch what specifically the protest is. I'm assuming it's BLM, but I don't actually know. There's actually a couple things going on. And, I know I, for one, am tired of being told I hate America, because that is not true.
Easy, easy.
I'm also tired of the suggestion that suggesting ways we could be a better country is somehow bad. Don't have use for any of that. Especially when the whole purpose is treat everybody right. Whew. I might get a cigarette card out of this, if I haven't already. I didn't remember that this was abandoned, but I was right that there's nothing here. The church! I've never had cocaine before. Run, run, run! But I would love to try that gum. I don't think I'd be a cocaine kind of person. I think I'd be more of a mushrooms kind of person. Is that a letter? Arthur's more interested in the alcohol than the letter. Oh! I'm an idiot. I was reading the words before I read the title. I'm like, yeah, English spelling practice. I was like, I'm sorry, did I have a seizure and I have aphasia now? Boy, in the last couple of days, I've learned a good deal more about what it was like for Native Americans in this country, and oh, damn. This is hurting the pit of my stomach here. Tired of the destruction. Okay. Some of America's history is coming back to bite them right now. And this game is definitely reminding me of it. Okay, so... Wait. Did I go up there yet? I think I just came from there, never mind. Alrighty, let's go try that, is that a cemetery?
There we go. Yep. Yeah. Whoa now. Easy.
Alright, well, let's go try this place up here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go... I'm gonna go this way first. I see a part of the map that hasn't been revealed yet, and I don't know if things like cabins will be marked until I get there. If I were evil, Arthur, I would have tried intervening then, because that was interesting. That reminded me of that guy from the Green Mile. Was it Wild Bill or whatever his name was? Actually, no, I think he hated that name because if you really knew who that was an insult to him. I can't think of what his name was, which is funny because I've read the book several times. That's one of the books I savor, The Green Mile. That is one of my favorite books ever. And I like it so much that I don't read it. That's a strange thing to say, but I wait years in between reading it because I enjoy it and I like the freshness of it when I do it. It's like I'm trying to keep my palate from getting adjusted to it, if that makes any sense. And that one in particular excels. Might be a canoe there. And now this might be a little rocky here. I'm not dealing with this. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna risk bounty hunters over this. Anyway, that rock there must be something. I think the movie is fantastic too. One of the biggest mistakes I ever made was buying a copy of it because I keep getting tempted to watch it. And I just want to wait. I'll give you an idea. The last time I read The Green Mile, I was on a 15-hour flight. And that's actually not... Ah! Horse! Back up. Ugh. Okay. I was just curious what that blip was on a map. Apparently that's a rock. Let me go look over the edge real quick. Boy, if you told me there was something under that waterfall, I would believe you so quickly. I just have to think of whether or not I already did it. How about... Oops. How about I save my game? I'm worried that if I read The Green Mile again, I will just remember it as I read it, and it won't be as fun. But if I wait long enough... Another book I like reading is Red Dwarf. That one I've read a bunch of times. I'm looking forward to getting a digital copy of that, because I will happily read that again. I actually compare Red Dwarf to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but there's a big distinction. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the comedy is in the senselessness of the universe. With Red Dwarf, the comedy's in the senselessness of the people. the characters in it. And it's an important distinction because with Red Dwarf, you're more likely, and yes, it is related to the TV show, but I'm not talking about the TV show. With Red Dwarf, it focuses on the characters and, oh hey, can I swim from a waterfall? Come on, Arthur, do it again. That was a neat trick. Like, one of the characters, for example, had this goal of becoming an officer. This person wanted the title of officer extremely bad, but did not want to do any of the work that was needed to actually accomplish it. And I know that fits my personality so well. I wanted to do Hollywood visual effects, like, from the age of 15, and it took me a long time to finally develop the maturity to just do what I needed to do, and it wasn't fun, but I needed to do it. And the way I would describe it, I think an episode of The Cosby Show, was it The Cosby Show? There might have been some stand-up that Bill Cosby did, but whatever it was, he was talking about how he took drumming lessons. And the teacher wanted him to take a stick and bang it on a piece of wood. And Cosby's like, yeah, but when can I go, you know, doing all, you know, he wants to bang all the drums, and the teacher wants him to understand rhythm, timing. That is an important lesson. And so he never learned how to play the drums because he was turned off by the first lesson. And I, definitely not a fan of that guy right now, but, well, and doubt I ever will be because of what he did. But I will say, in terms of, you know, as I was growing up, that was an important bit that he talked about. And I honestly think that convinced me to invest the time into doing the stuff I hated. And, yeah, that's what my life was like. And, in Red Dwarf, that character really well that, and, you know, maybe that helped me too. Maybe it was a little bit of both. I'll ride a barrel in today.
Come on now.
And, with Hitchhiker's Guide, however, you hear about things like how the president of the universe doesn't even know that he's president and doesn't want the job. And that's why he's best suited for it. And honestly, you could probably put two together about why I might bring that up. Actually, no, that was the example that sprung into mind. It's an event that was funny, not an individual so much. Yeah, to me it's two very distinct perspectives with humor, and love them both for it. That one I am more likely to read over and over again. I'm not as worried about that since I also love the TV show, and it sort of follows it. One of these days I want to look up the actual history of this. I think the TV show came first, and then the novelization came out years later, but the novelization goes into a lot of detail that the TV show never did. Plus, it's formatted to be more of a book, so you do get some recreations of things that happened in the show, but it's it's in a very different context. In fact, you might even have different characters involved. Like, there was an episode of Red Dwarf where Crichton was able to turn human because he found a machine that would do that. And he has a conversation with Lister about his genitals. And in the book, in a very different context, that conversation comes up, and it's actually Kachansky, female, by the way, and if you're not familiar with the show, I need to point that out. She's the one that hears this, and she has a very different reaction, and it's hilarious, because the line opens with, "My nipples don't work." Imagine saying that to somebody. Okay, so I ventured out this way to actually go up along this path, and hopefully the game... Yep, okay, that's what I wanted. I wanted the game to take me on this road, and I didn't feel like over-navigating it here. I wish to discuss my nipples with you. They don't work. I cannot believe how few people or even know those books exist. And there's only 3 or 4 of them. A friend of mine got me that book, the first one, as a gift, and I started reading it in the middle of class, and I put it down around 3 in the morning. I don't know how I got home in between, because all I remember is reading that book. I just was totally engrossed in it. That one and The Green Mile are the only 2 books that have had me that invested. Now, Hitchhiker's Guide, in the ballpark, but that one I had to take in smaller doses. That's not a criticism of the book, though. I think, or of all, I think Hitchhiker's Guide is fantastic. Not a huge fan of the last book, but that's another topic. I'll put it to you this way. Somewhere, I don't know if this is true, but I ran across a comment somebody made in a discussion forum once, and they mentioned that there was an interview with Douglas Adams where when he wrote that book, he was in a bad place in his life, and he was in just kind of a foul mood. And I will say, I don't know if he actually said that, but I kind of believe it from reading the book, because it is kind of dark, and honestly, it ends at a cliffhanger, if I remember correctly, and I'm a little mad at him about that. I wonder if he intended to revisit it, but ended up dealing with the movie instead and passed away.
Easy.
What kind of plant is that? I actually was curious what kind of predator that was. Raspberry! That horse needs to settle down. There was another bit in the Red Dwarf book. It's like they used the episodes, some of the scenes in the episodes, as a guiding point, but the overall arc was something very different. It was about Lister making a direct effort to get home. Why am I seeing a predator so far away? Uh-oh. Shit! Okay, kitty. You can tell I'm a cat owner because I'm the slightest bit startled by that. Actually, my more playful of the 2 cats loves to pounce feet. And I will say, there is something kind of fun about the random cat attacks that you get. Well, my wife picked up a couple of, I'm going to call them tents. And oh, I'm trying to figure out how to describe this. I mean, imagine a tent just large enough that if an adult were to sit cross-legged on the floor, they might be able to cram inside the tent. The top of your head would be crouched down, touching the top of it, and the borders of it would just barely be past your knees and your back. So it's, you know, maybe 2 foot square at the base, maybe 2.5 feet, and maybe at most 3 feet tall. And she got a couple of these, and the cats love going into it and smacking the side of it. And sometimes, one of the cats will be on one side, and one cat will be on the other, and they'll smack each other through the fabric. It's cute. And one of them loves to hide in there and just wait for somebody to walk by. And he got me pretty good a couple of nights ago because I was heading to the kitchen, not even thinking about the cat, and I was walking past the tent, and it suddenly lurched about half a foot, blocked my path, and made me do a sudden stop where, you twirl your arms around. And yeah, it startled me. And then he pokes his head out of the tent like, pig, gotcha. Pup tent. But yeah, it's funny though. It was a funny gag. You know, I could tell I haven't been here before because this isn't familiar at all. Beautiful. I love finding new corners of the game. Am I at the corner of the map? Oh yeah, I'm at the far edge of the map. Fair enough.
Idiot.
That cat is big on surprise! He'll also magically appear if you're trying to pet the other cat. I've joked that they sometimes switch places. Like one time I ran one cat down into the bedroom to chase the laser, and then it was the other cat that came back. So I assume they just switched spots. Okay. I hope this is it, because if it's not, I'm out of ideas, and I'm not going to do a grid search. Oh, I'm also running out of time. By the way, I much more enjoy this to going after Dutch right now. I really am not looking forward to completing the Dutch missions. Huh. What happened to that tree? Not again. That sounds like a bear, didn't it? Ah! What the hell? Ah! Okay, well, this bear sucked the fun out of my cat story. Never mind, I had another gun there. What is the story with this? Hey, I could take a pipe. Oh, you know what? I think I actually need that pipe for a talisman. Is that a person behind me there? Oh, I didn't even notice a typewriter here. Hey, I got my cigarette card. Cool! Oh, that's cool. I like this guy's desk. A Day's Walk poem. Dear Annabella. Oh, do I have another person to find? You're mixing in the Latin name of fish with your poem and trying to rhyme with it. Oh, wow. Guessing you didn't get too far. My kitty came to visit. He's like, I heard you got surprised by a bear and I'm going to have to somehow one-up that. Yes, you will not compare to a grizzly behind the door. The dumb thing is I heard it, and it wasn't on my map. Kinda wonder if there's a hint there about something I should be doing. I didn't put it... What? What? You want punishment? Why can't I loot him? Well. The game couldn't cut to a different camera. I agree, Arthur. I almost described this as a grisly story, and I actually wasn't trying to make a joke. Like, by the way, definitely was not expecting bear on the other side of that door. Boy, I wish that would despawn. Can I lasso this guy's body out, maybe? I'm thinking I can't loot it because of this stupid bear. Or maybe you just can't loot it. Wow, that horse out there is making me nervous. Collects butterflies. What a strange... This is a great balance of what the fuck yet weirdly believable. Like, kudos. Actually, I'm gonna start a new save game because of it. I want to look this up. Okay, so let's see. rdr2, sorry. I'm never not gonna make Star Wars jokes. You want punishment. Oh, ha. Got it. Okay. Hang on, I will enlighten you in just a moment. Let me just verify this real quick. Okay, so what this game is actually giving me is a cheat code, and by the way, I don't even know how to enter it. I mean, well, I guess I have a way I could try. So, oh, actually, I don't think this will work. Never mind. But punishment is a code you enter somewhere, and that gives you some. I haven't tried cheat codes in this game, and to be honest, I'm actually not trying them, and the reason for that is the game will record that you've done it, and I'd rather wait until after I'm sufficiently far through this before I do anything like that. Oh wait, Annabelle, sorry. Oh. Oh, I see. There's a reference to Dutch. Oh, okay, there's a reason I said Annabella. It's because it's not the same person. There's an Annabelle and Annabella. Okay. Well, let's try Bear Cabin. I need to pause for just a second, I'm sorry. back. Oh, I'll look this up real quick. Let's see. Oh. Actually, if I go right about here, there's a dino bone. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get that. And actually, right around here, we could find the tent of the guy that got killed. There's some theory that he, that the was not his, the bear, like the one who wrote that poem, which led to a further theory that this is actually Dutch's cabin, and that he was writing a poem to Annabella, and that's where the whole Annabelle versus Annabella thing came from. So, don't know what the truth is, and yeah, it's okay, it doesn't matter. The nice thing about this game is you're likely to find that stuff out eventually. Oh, I bet you there was some campfire smoke here, because I thought I spotted that on the way in. So, you want punishment as a cheat code. Now, I don't know what it does. Somebody did mention that it will make... Oh, I thought there was something on that rock. It will make you have a bounty. And I'm just like, okay, well, if I'm going to try cheat codes, that's not the one I want. I just know the next time I play GTA, I'm going to lament the fact that you can't have your car come to you without going through some serious effort. Technically, you can, and I mean that in the sense that you can call your mechanic and have him bring it to you. And that takes, I don't know, maybe under a minute. Oh, is that a borderline? That is a curious place for that rock.
Damn, that hurt.
That is a really bizarre place for that rock. Especially for it to be that color. I do a little bit of creative writing for a hobby, and because I do that, I actually started developing a sense of when a story of some sort is trying to tell you something. Oh! Is that still West Elizabeth? What? I see a house right... Have I been to that house? Is that... That actually looks a little bit like the house where me and Sadie went. Ah, yeah, okay. That's not West Elizabeth, though. So, okay. Sorry, thought I had found, you know, I shouldn't have put that away. Cannot coordinate my fingers today. Looking for a tent. Oh! I saw the study button there and I'm like, huh? I didn't realize that's a hawk. I used to pull a trick in GTA where I would take a sniper rifle and zoom way in. Oh shit. It's getting dark. I would zoom way in on something and like just very delicately aim it, and then I would immediately switch to a rocket launcher and just fire it. And you know what? That worked, because it would use the same firing position I was just on. And, well, I was never particularly good at taking out people in that game, but every once in a while I could pull something like that off.
Excuse me, there's a princess in my office and I must say hi to her. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Oh, they're both in my office now. Hi, kitties. Good boy, Ando. Come here, buddy. Come here. Thank you for not harassing her.
We are slowly trying to teach him to not spend every waking moment tormenting her.
Hi, baby.
It's hard to tell if he's jealous or competitive, and to me there's a subtle distinction. Because he doesn't hate her or anything like that. He doesn't seem to be worried that she's getting something he's not. He just seems to be worried that he's not getting something. It's a distinction. It's a distinction. You know, the difference is he's not trying to find ways to kill her. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and camp. I'm actually getting blinded in my office here, but it's kind of pretty. The sun and my window now, which I normally don't play late, so I'm not used to it. But these are flipped, and I'm just getting a nice little dance of light here. And it's pretty. It's blinding, but it's pretty. Oh, I'd love to camp here for a week. Now I'm saying that hoping somehow food's provided, because I will not hunt for food.
Yep. Easy.
Where am I? Okay, well, I'm actually... Here's what I'll do. I know that the dino thing is like right here somewhere, so I'll go check that out.
Yep.
Not that I really wanted that spoiler, but on the other hand, I don't really want to go out here. And I've done the thing where you find, like in Grand Theft Auto, I found all the UFO pieces once. I hated that. I don't even know why I took the time to do that. The reward wasn't even all that interesting. It got me a different car that was dressed up to look like somebody had tried to make it look like an X-Wing fighter from Star Wars. And it's humorous, but especially in the single-player mode, it didn't really get you anything. Like, if I could have driven that in the online mode, that would have been a different story. And I think they missed an opportunity by not making that an option. Genuinely don't remember how you find the... Give me credit, wasn't that far off. Huh. I like how that's just like laying out there in the open. I forget what happens if you find all the... I know if you find a certain number of them, it'll help you get a talisman. Because I think the woman who wants this info gives you something. Oh, and the pipe. I've forgotten about the pipe. Dutch wanted a pipe. So I've actually had an objective to get him a pipe. So, yeah, I might finally pull that off just before whatever nonsense is going to happen with him. I'm sorry, I really dislike Dutch. I think I'm supposed to, but I can't tell if the game just really beats you over the head with it, or if the right on the weak side. It's the sort of thing where I might suggest they show a little more of his redeeming qualities, because I will say, at this point of the game, I would have shown him ago. And I can't imagine Arthur being... I don't know why Arthur would be as nice to him as he is. I'm trying to find that stupid tent. The stupid tent should be... You know, I'll come back down to here and take a look. While I'm thinking about it, though, I'm gonna go look this way and binocular it here. You know, one feature that Breath of the Wild has that this game does not have is if you're looking through your binoculars in Breath of the Wild, you can actually look at something and place a mark there, and it'll put it on the map. Now, that is a conceit of the game, and that's okay. Is that hawk still there? Jeez. Now, that is a conceit of the game. I mean, obviously, the technology to do that is... Well, you could do it today, but, like, you could not do that in Red Dead. In Breath of the Wild, though, your, air quotes, binoculars are really kind of a iPad developed by an advanced civilization that's not human. Or at least not human that we're familiar with. And, that's why you can kind of get away with that in the game. That's also one of the reasons why I'm a fan of Shigeru Miyamoto. Or, I think it's pronounced Shigeru. I don't know, actually, I have to look that up. Somebody told me once that in Japanese verbiage, you don't emphasize any of the syllables. So instead of saying Akira, you would say Akira, or Akira, something like that. You know, just every syllable gets the same amount of time on it. Anyway, his guidelines about making games fun, I think, are spot on, because I feel like he spent his entire career tightroping between fun and tedium. So, for example, I don't think finding all the dinosaur bones is fun. But if you showed me if you provided a game mechanic where I could use my abilities to track down those bones, instead of just doing a grid search, it's more like, hey, I'm a talented person who can do this and that. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble cooking up a metaphor here. But that's the point, though. It's like something has to be... Some sort of skill has to be attained as opposed to it just being more of a matter of chance. So, yeah, I might say the fishing game is closer to a game, although I hate that too, but at least there is an actual challenge there. That involves fighting with that particular creature and doing it right. So every time I do that, I develop something that helps me get better at fishing. But yeah, looking for dinosaur bones, there is nothing that will make that go any quicker. There's no skill I can develop that will speed that up.
Yep.
That's why I'm critical of the game, and I like to think Mr. Miyamoto would agree with me, so I actually don't know. I would love to pitch a game idea to him. If I had the opportunity to pitch a game, it would be as simple as this. You're in your house, your cat needs to go to the vet, you have to catch the cat. That's my whole game. And if you've ever owned a cat, you already know everything you need to know about the game. Sorry, I had to take a drink there. Okay, I don't know where the stupid tent is. They just said it was southeast. Close to the ridge. Oh. So maybe... Is that a ridge? I don't know what a ridge is. I just thought it was where you put your food. Okay, can I please... I can't see the thing. Okay. That was frustrating. Alright, Wow, am I getting frustrated? Where is this stupid tent? I don't even need it that bad. I just want to, like... I'm already here. What was that? Oh, bird. Okay. Pretty sure it's an owl.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's not an owl. Whatever bird that is, like... I used to have those near where I used to live. Back in the Midwest.
Easy now.
I mean, if he ran... The way I understand it is he ran to this cabin, came through the door, and it wasn't enough to stop the bear. So presumably his tent is up there somewhere. I'll try it. I mean, it'd almost have to be directly behind it for him to even try it. Ah, jeez. Damn it. Incidentally, one of the things I like about the cat game pitch is very, very simple to convey, and that's why I'm curious what he'd say about it, because something tells me that's how game ideas like that work. It's like, it's the mechanic that's interesting. You know, you gotta try under the bed. And maybe you can use a broom to get your cat out, but maybe the next time your cat sees the broom and won't go anywhere near you. Sadly, one of my cats learned about the broom the other day. Oh, that tree up there, the smaller one. I thought that was a guy riding a horse. I did a double take. I'm like, that guy's huge. Shit. I really wish they didn't show off by having the edges of that get... Okay, well, I'm sad to say this, but I am gonna have to turn this off soon. Ah! Sorry. Didn't mean to blink the screen there. I was trying to check my, thought my controller was about to die. But yeah, I am gonna have to go here. It is dinner time. We're gonna check and see if I can safely go. Kinda wish I could go join the protest. I didn't even know about it. Oh, this is driving me crazy. Oh, this is driving me crazy. Worst part is, how can I not see it? It seems like it should be, like, right.
Will you move?
I actually deserved that from him. Let's see, I normally get a little stinkery when people do that, but in this case I actually deserved that. Come on. Dear Rockstar, can I just leave Eagle Eye on with time at normal speed, please? Oh yeah, my horse, okay. I was like, didn't look like a predator. Never occurred to me before that a horse is a good way to, is a good landmark. My kitty just did something good, and I don't know what yet. I just heard my wife singing his praises. I feel kind of bad, because I often tell stories where I describe my cat as being like a terror. And kind of hate doing that, especially if he can hear it, because, like, that's not quite true. He's not really a destructive cat. He's actually very, very nice. He's just very impulsive. Does silly things. Oh, is that it? Oh, it's a rock. Damn it! This is killing me. Hi, Boo Boo. Were you being good just now? Were you being good just now? Okay. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I just thought it'd be cool if I could catch a bird with my lasso, even if it is a turkey. Well, fine. Okay, I'm gonna tell one little story real quick. This is completely out of the blue and off topic, but I've been watching... Don't you go onto my computer, buddy. Turn around. Turn around. You do not walk on the computer, and you don't know how to not step on the keyboard, so get down. Get down. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, so I've been watching the original Transformers cartoon. Like 1985 here. And I don't know why, but there's an episode where some of the Autobots end up in King Arthur's time. Now, this is such a silly concept to me that I don't even like entertaining it. But I went ahead and watched it, and something happened in it that caught my eye, and I have to say, it was not only a little bit funny, but, like, I liked that the author of that episode had thought to do this. And it involved, there was a part where they had to clear a dragon out of a cave or something, and by the way, I do have an issue. I have issues with crossing over sci-fi and fantasy, because if you say robots exist and dragons exist, something about putting those two together really rubs me the wrong way. But that's an aside. Somebody suggested, it was a wizard actually, or somebody who called himself a wizard, suggested that they use something called Dragon's Bane to make the dragon leave. And I'm sitting here rolling my eyes like, oh, Dragon's Bane, really? So the wizard's like, I think I have some, and so he hands them a bag, and what they're trying to do is shoot the bag into the dragon's mouth. And, in other words, force the dragon to eat the Dragon's Bane. This sounds stupid, doesn't it? Well, the Autobot that does it, he's actually a tank, and so he loads up the thing into his tank cannon to shoot it at the dragon. And just as he's doing that, the wizard starts rattling off the ingredients. He's like, potassium nitrate and a couple other things. And when the bag, he nails it. He hits the dragon right in the mouth, and there's bang! There's an explosion, and the dragon flies away. He threw a bag of gunpowder at the dragon, and the resulting explosion scared the crap out of it. It flew off. And I'm thinking, oh! According to the TV show, this took place in the 6th century, right? That is not bad. I got to the end of that episode. Okay. But if you threw a bag of gunpowder at a dragon, that it would startle the dragon to make it leave. You know what? Wow. Actually, that off was a surprise that the gunpowder were in an episode of Transformers. And incidentally, I have my own little connection to this because I had an 8-bit computer back then, and I had a series of text adventure games, and right around the time that episode aired, you actually had to make gunpowder, and it involved manure, or manure, as I pronounced it back then, because I was a kid and didn't know what manure was. And yeah, I learned about it there too. And I remember watching. I actually have a memory now. I kind of remember noticing that when that cartoon aired. I think I saw it, and I think it was after I played that game, because I actually had an idea what they were talking about. Blows my mind. And incidentally, you can see 2 different Decepticons covered in bird shit. I'm not kidding. One of the Decepticons was sent out to collect bird shit, and there is a shot of a different Decepticon. This one, it was Rumble that went to get the bird shit, and later you see Starscream covered in it. The odd thing is he doesn't care. A bird actually poops on his head and he scrapes it off. He doesn't care. And I thought that was kind of interesting too, because he's a robot. Goopy things don't bother him. It's like, okay. Wow. Yeah, kudos. Okay, well, hope you had fun. We'll catch up another time, and good night. Oh, happy 4th.